Are they solved?
Well, not as it. We'll see, I guess. We'll have to wait and see today.
Okay.
But again, today's starters, Alex Fernandez and Pat Mahomes for the Twins. The starting lineups will be Kirby Puckett will be batting third, of course, but starting things off for the Twins this afternoon will be Chuck Knobloch, then Shane Mack. Kirby Puckett bats fourth. The DH will be Dave Winfield batting fourth. Kent Herbeck bats fifth. Then it'll be Pedro Munoz behind the plate, or Pedro Munoz in right field. Then Lenny Webster behind the plate. Terry Jorgensen bats eighth and third base. And Jeff Rabelais, the shortstop, will be batting last for the Twins.
So, Hans, how long have you been a baseball fan?
Ever since I can remember, boy, you know.
With the Twins.
I grew up with the Twins. How about you, Ann?
Well, I'm just starting to get into them.
That's good.
So you'll have to fill me in on the little details of the game.
You betcha. We'll try to do that for you.
Okay.
Tell us the Chicago White Sox field.
Okay, we have Fernandez, as you said, pitching.
Yes.
And Thomas at first base, Cora at second, Vendura.
Yes.
Did I say it?
That's
third?
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Gullin.
Guillen.
Guillen at shortstop, and then Rains Johnson and
Pasqua. Yes, that's right. That's right. Hey, the Twins. We're waiting the Twins' arrival into the field for their warm-ups. The Twins are, of course, were in second place last year. The Chicago White Sox were just a couple of games back of the Twins. Of course, Oakland won the American League West last year and then lost to the Toronto Blue Jays in the ALCS. So, who do you like this year in the American League West, Ann? What teams kind of turn you on
now
there? The Twins, of course,
the
you
Twins,
like.
of course.
Yes.
And now, tell us about the work you did for the preseason, because you worked with the Twins during the preseason.
I work as an assistant producer for the Twins broadcast at WCCO Radio, and we do a lot of things. And as a matter of fact, on the opening day, Tuesday, I drove Mr. Carl Poland, the owner of the Twins.
What was he like?
And the Vice President, Jerry Bell. I drove he and Jerry Bell from the Dome here to the Idea Center for a Twins rally CCO was putting on. And Carl Poland's a very genuine and sincere man, very gracious and kind. And I enjoyed his company very much. We had a good time together. And what work have you done with the Twins? And I know that you were working with the Twins last year and doing some things.
Well, that was mostly at KSTP.
That's right, KSTP.
Just some promos with some of their players on the Good Company show. I enjoyed meeting Kent Herbeck, and in fact, just Pat Miles did an interview with him a couple weeks ago.
Is that right?
And
Is that right?
Met his lovely wife.
Great, great. Game time temperature is 40 degrees as we look at the stands, and some of the aficionados of the Minnesota Twins and Chicago White Sox are in attendance today. And it's a nice day for a game inside the old Humpty Dome.
Definitely. I'm glad we're inside instead of outside.
That's right. And here comes the Twins, the Minnesota Twins, 1987 and 91
World
World
Kirby Puckett running
Champion.
out to his post.
Kirby Puckett out in center field. There he goes. Kirby, we love you.
Oh,
Chuck Knobloch. Number 11, second baseman. Boy, he's going to be a good one. Of course, the Rookie of the Year, 1991. And has a great arm.
Yep.
Get a little, only one hit last night, of course. Jeff Rabelais will be at shortstop.
He's getting warmed up, too.
He's been working on that mustache quite a while. Terry Jorgensen, the third baseman. He'll be relieving Mike Pagliarulo, who was there last night.
Kent Herbeck, he's lost some weight.
Yes, he has. Looking
he
very
looks
slim.
good.
Very good-looking young man. Fantasy Play-by-Play is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Nothing beats a Bud. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Lenny Webster behind the plate. Brian Harper had to outdo him in the preseason, of course. Lenny had a great preseason, batting with the stick, and a great defensive catcher.
Who's that?
That's Pedro Munoz in the field. And there's young Pat Mahomes, the future. One of the future young arms of the Minnesota
young.
Twins.
How young is he?
Pat Mahomes is 23 years old.
It's our age.
That's right. The right-hander from New Jersey. No, Willie Banks is from New Jersey. Pat Mahomes is from St. Louis, Missouri.
Now, you were mentioning he was having some problems on his arm, his outward swing.
No, his sinker and his fastball are his strengths. He's got a good slider and curveball, but he has a tendency to have that breaking ball hang over the outside portion of the plate, which a lot of the big hitters can connect on and drive it deep sweep and go.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that today.
That's right. We'll have to do that.
So
the warm-up pitches.
Who's up at bat first?
Our first batter this evening should be, let's see. Joey Cora will be batting first. Yeah, here we go. Tim Raines, excuse me. Tim Raines.
Okay, what do those numbers mean?
222 average as of yet. 1 for 3 last night. Tim Raines, the stalwart outfielder for Montreal for many years. He's 4th or 5th in the all-time stolen base category and solid left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch for Mahomes. And the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Count is 0-1 to Tim Raines. Pat Mahomes is looking confident out there on the mound. And he looks in to the plate. The pitch.
Oh,
and it's a foul ball out of play.
Foul.
How would you describe Tim Raines' swing, Ann?
Well, let's give it another look and see. It seems a little sporadic.
It does. It does. Pat Mahomes is a quick worker. He wants to get that ball over the plate just as quickly as he can.
Okay, let's see what Raines can pull off this time.
Inside, and it hits Tim on the shoulder.
Looks like that hurt a bit.
He'll have a blister there tomorrow. That hurts. Could feel that one up here. Pat, not known for solid control. That was a little wild inside.
Someone's looking at it.
That's the Chicago White Sox manager, Tom Filipiniano. And he's rubbing that shoulder. And here you see it again.
Okay.
Just got away from Pat.
Right on the elbow.
Hit him right on the elbow. Hope it didn't hit his funny bone, because that can be rather jocular. And of course, it went out of play. Tom Kelly should be worried about that control problem right away in the first inning. The first batter. Raines has solid speed, so we'll have to watch Mr. Raines on the base paths.
Okay, he's going to try it again.
He's walking it off, and he'll have first base. And Chicago's next batter will be Joey Cora, who's batting .500.
So if a player is hit, they automatically go to first base?
Yes, that's right. He is awarded first base. Ken Herbeck will hold Tim Raines on first base. Not too auspicious of a start yet for the Twins, because young Pat Mahomes will have to contend with a base runner right away, as Joey Cora sets in the batter's box. Mahomes looks over to first. The pitch. Solid fastball right down the pipe. 0-1 is the count.
So the Twins have 10 pitchers on their active
roster. That's right, just 10.
Okay. Which one do you think would step in if Mahomes continues on this?
Well, it's still going to say, because he could hit into a double play, Cora could, but we'll see if Mark Guthrie would be a likely middle relief, long relief starter. And a high pop foul out of a bunt attempt. Trying to advance Raines. Cora's in the hole, 0-2. Cora's a good young player.
How long has he been with Chicago?
He's been with Chicago about 2 years, I believe.
So he has some experience under his belt.
That's right, that's right. Good second baseman. Mahomes throws, and a little high, and Webster appeals the third baseman and says no swing by Cora. So the count is 1-2. 1-2 the count to Joey Cora. Tim Raines on first base. Herbeck holding him on about a 5-step lead. Mahomes looks over in the throw, and they have him caught. Raines is caught and a run down. Herbeck back to Knobloch.
Oh, nice.
That was Rabelais. Rabelais throw to Webster. He's out of there.
Nice play.
Tim Raines is out on a rundown. Excellent pickoff play by Pat Mahomes. Let's take a look at that again and describe what happened here.
Well, let's see. He started running, and then Herbeck caught the ball, and he just kept going for it. But when you're caught in that situation, you'll most likely be called out there. He's running back to first base.
And it's called a hot box. It's called a hot box, and Raines was in trouble. The pitch to Cora. Cora, grounder to Knobloch, easily picked up and over to Herbeck.
Chicago.
2 outs for Chicago. Nice beginning now.
Yep, we're off to a good start.
Pat Mahomes is an excellent pickoff move. It's nice to see that. Knowing that if he does get somebody on first base, he can throw over there because Raines was obviously going to run that time.
Frank Thomas is up.
Big Frank Thomas is up.
Okay. 0-1 last night.
Yes.
With Thomas. Oh,
Frank Thomas is a future, if he keeps up with the way he's been, a future Hall of Famer. Very young and talented player. And that one's in the dirt. There's another control problem there. Tom Kelly has to be thinking about that right now. Frank Thomas had the highest on-base percentage last year in the major leagues. Could use some work, though, in the field, though. And there's a high fly pop out of play and back.
Where did Mahomes come from?
He came from his mother. After that, he came from St. Louis, Missouri. We have Frank Thomas in the hole, though. It's 1-2. That was another ball. 2-2 the count to Frank Thomas, the Chicago first baseman. Mahomes, high fastball, and Thomas gets a walk. Another base runner.
So 1 on first.
Yes.
George Bell is up.
If Tom Kelly, I think, if he's going to step out to the mound and talk to, or between innings, he'd probably want to tell Mahomes to settle down and concentrate just on getting that fastball over the plate, because that fastball has been a little sporadic. George Bell, the acquisition from the Chicago Cubs, and before that, the Toronto Blue Jays at the plate. Strong fastball, a little low though. 1-0 was the count to George Bell. He can go deep on you. Not a bad 1-2 punch there with Frank Thomas and George Bell.
Oh, there we go.
And there's a deep shortstop and a force. Frank Thomas at second base. The White Sox are out in the top of the first inning. Now let's take a quick timeout.
If you're choosy about sports, let WCCO Radio be the voice for your sports choice. How about U.S. Open golf coverage? Ray Christensen covers Golden Gopher football and basketball, second to none.
Handoff and falling into the end zone goes Carter. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Gophers take the lead. Score! Rebounded by Jackson. Up and in with 2 seconds to play.
And no one covers Twins baseball better than John Gordon and Herb Carneal.
There's going to be a hit for Gene Larkin. Gladden scores. And once again, the Minnesota Twins are baseball's world champions.
Not to mention impeccable Super Bowl and Final Four coverage. Oh, and by the way, who else has the one and only Mr. Sid Hartman?
Mike. Oh, Sid the Great. Mike, I want to straighten you out on something. I'm not an expert on many things.
Sports you want, people you know. WCCO Radio is the voice for your sports choice.
We're going to come back. We're going to be on here, I think.
Oh, here we are.
And we are back at the Metrodome, where the Twins have gotten the Chicago White Sox out in the first inning with some trouble, though, with some wild pitches by Pat Mahomes. But the Twins are coming to the plate right now with Shane Mack starting things off. Who else is up after Shane?
Shane Mack, then it's Chuck Knobloch.
Chuck
And
Knobloch?
after that, our famous Kirby Puckett.
Famous signee.
Signee.
$31 million man, Kirby Puckett. But if anybody is worth $31 million, it's a bargain price. Kirby Puckett, that's right.
So
Then,
we'll see what those three can pull up for us.
you bet. Then it'll be Kent Herbeck, Dave Winfield, the DH, Pedro Munoz, Terry Jorgensen, Lenny Webster, and Jeff Reveille will be the last batter for the Twins.
A lot of happy
A
families.
young
out
lady
today.
with her son.
Saw a lot of kids when we were coming here.
We saw a
Kids
lot of
running
kids.
kids.
A lot of kids getting out of school today, and I'm sure they're not too disappointed about that.
No, the dome's full.
On a rainy Thursday afternoon. No place better to be than the Metrodome inside. Probably be a rained out game if there was no roof. Shane Mack steps in the pitch. Alex Fernandez, the solid right-handed pitcher. He had a no-hitter a couple of years ago against the Baltimore Orioles.
You can see Kirby back there warming up. Oh,
Shane Mack, a solid fly ball.
Is it a
Pop up.
foul?
Is it in play, though? It's out of play. Foul ball to Shane Mack. The Groucho Marx look-alike.
That's for sure.
You betcha. We're lucky to have Shane Mack, 1984 Olympian, and the acquisition from the San Diego Padres.
Really?
We got him for a steal. We got him for a low-round draft pick and some cash, and that was about it. And what a superstar he's going to turn out to be. He can do so many things. He has speed, he has power, and he has a strike.
1 strike.
2 strikes, actually. 0-2 the count to Shane Mack. Where's those gloves? Look at those gloves he has on
Those are
him.
fancy.
Those look like
Come all the way up to his forearms.
Nintendo Power Gloves or something like that. Fernandez to the set and the windup and the
Oh,
pitch. It's
okay.
Is it in the gap? No,
It
it's
is. Oh.
right to the right fielder, Dan Pasqua. 1 out for the
1
Twins.
Okay, Chuck Knobloch's coming up to bats.
Shane got a hold of that ball. It's just got under it just a little bit too much and hits it right at Dan Pasqua. See that swing of Shane's. He's wonder if has Shane done any work on that swing during the offseason, Ann, with Terry George, or with the Twins batting coach?
Oh, he spent a couple hours a day working on that swing.
That's right. Terry Crowley, the Twins batting coach. And he has a thankless job, I'll tell you. A lot of the Twins hitting is in direct result of Terry Crowley's excellent teachings and hitting instructions for his players.
Knobloch has 1 strike.
0-1, and there's a grounder, and he's going to beat this out.
Nice play.
Base hit for Chuck Knobloch. Twins have a base runner.
Man on first.
Twins have a base runner with a big lumber coming up at bat.
Pockets.
Oh, yeah, listen to the crowd. Minnesota's famous son, Kirby Puckett, the all-time, I don't know, what can you say about Kirby Puckett?
Our all-time hero.
Our all-time hero, Minnesota history. The first pitch of the season, and the first pitch, a home run. To opposite field, nonetheless. That was a great hit by Chuck Knobloch. A little pop bounce up that he just beat out down the third base line. Kirby takes a solid rip at that. 0-1 the count.
1-1.
What does Kirby like to do in the offseason, Ann?
Well, he has a adorable family.
That's right.
His wife wants 8 children.
Uh-huh.
And so they're working on that.
Kirby is an excellent family man and a great daddy. And a good hitter, too. Let's watch what he can do here as Knobloch takes the lead at first. And the throw over, he's safe. Frank Thomas has trouble throwing the ball back to the pitcher sometimes. He has to practice before each game, in case he didn't know that. Those arms of his are so large and massive.
I didn't know that.
The agility could use some work. Kirby is ready for the pitch. And it's a pop bunt. Back out of play.
So that's 1-1.
That's right. Actually, 2 strikes and 1 ball to Kirby as he loosens up out of play. Alex Fernandez, what's going through his mind right now? He has a runner on first base. He has one of the best hitters of all time at the plate. And on deck, you have big Ken Herbeck, and after that, you have a future 3,000 hit player, Dave Winfield. Throw back to first. Chuck Knobloch safe. He is a threat to steal. Of course, last year, 30 stolen bases. Rookie of the year, 1991. Chuck Knobloch, the concentration in the eyes, in those teeth. Look at that. Kirby, a foul out of play.
Foul.
Kirby stays in the hole, 1-2. 0-2, excuse me.
I wonder how Kirby deals with the pressure to perform every game.
It's a good question. I asked Kirby that in the offseason, the preseason, as a matter of fact, and Kirby says he loves the pressure. That's what makes him thrive and kick and love the game. The pressure is what, like in the World Series in Game 6 when he hit the home run in the bottom of the 10th inning, or 11th was it? That's what he lives for. Fernandez, then Knobloch's not going. Dives back to first base and safe. But if anybody's going to get their jersey dirty and sloppy and wet and muddy, it's Chuck Knobloch. He's not afraid to roll around the dirt. Determination is his middle name. Look at those eyes and concentration. He chews on that gum. And Kirby, the concentration in his eyes. He's ready for the pitch. Fernandez worried about Knobloch stealing. Twins could have a hit and run on here. They could have all kinds of things. There could be a bunt, a hit and run. It's the wonderful thing about baseball, all the different things that could happen. That's right. Fernandez steps off the rubber. And Darryl Fernandez is taking his time. Crowd's getting disturbed, impatient. Oh, now comes Ozzie Guillen and Karkovice out to the mound. What's Ozzie Guillen telling him right now? I think they're exchanging recipes.
Recipes of how to get Kirby out?
That's right,
Possibly.
recipes of how to get Kirby out. I have a good batch of outside curveballs. The pitch.
Ooh.
Up high. Did that hit Kirby?
Yep,
That hit Kirby. Kirby doesn't like that. Oh, and he gives a long stare at Fernandez.
So my question is, was that planned?
Well, it could be planned. And Tim Raines was hit in the first inning. Kirby Puckett's hit here. Oh, that.
Again. Oh.
I think that got away from Alex. Kent Herbeck up at the plate now after the hit by the pitch. Kirby looks over and he says, if you do that again, I'm going to get angry. You just hit a man with a bat in his hand. You don't want to do that.
Oh, that was a little out.
That's an outside ball to Kent Herbeck, the first baseman, longtime first baseman for the Minnesota Twins. Runners on first and second. Knobloch at second. Kirby at first. Herbeck at the plate. Let's get a run in here, Kent. And it's 2-0. Good beginning.
What do you know about Kent Herbeck?
Well, he's from Bloomington, Minnesota. He went to Kennedy High School. He's been the first baseman for the Minnesota Twins for over 10 years now, I believe 11. And he just got off a major surgery last year. Oh, and there's a double play ball from Ozzie Guillen to Cora to Thomas. The Twins are out in the bottom of the first. And we are out.
Stay tuned to WCCO Radio and win your chance to announce an inning in the Budweiser Fantasy Play-by-Play booth. News you want, people you know, WCCO Radio. 830. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, you were great. Next time, bring a buddy along to record another Budweiser Fantasy Play-by-Play.